King Dasarath received Vishvamitra, and touching his feet, the king said, "I am indeed blessed among men. Your coming can only be due to the merit of my ancestors. Like the morning sun that dispels the darkness of night, your face brings joy to my sight. My heart is full. Born a king, you have become through austerities a Brahma Rishi, or the highest of sages. And you yourself have come seeking my dwelling. Is there anything in my power that I can do for you? If so, command and I shall obey." Vishvamitra rejoiced to hear these words of Dasarath, and his face brightened. He said, "O king, your words are worthy of you. Born in the Ikshvaku line, with Vasistha for your guru, what else could you say? You have said yes before I asked. This fills my heart with joy." And he straightway explained the purpose of his visit. "I am engaged in performing a sacrifice. As it nears completion, two powerful Rakshasas or demons named Marich and Subahu defile it. They shower unclean blood and flesh on the sacred fire. Like other sages, we could curse and destroy them, but that would be a waste of all of our spiritual merit. Our troubles will end if you send with me Ram, the eldest of your sons. Under my care he will grow in princely stature. He will surely defeat these Rakshasas, and his name will gather luster. Entrust Ram to my care only for a few days. Fulfill the promise you gave me unsought. Of Ram's safety you need have no anxiety. You will earn undying fame in the three worlds. Vasistha and your ministers will agree with what I say." Dasarath trembled with fear and anxiety. He had a hard choice to make, either to give his well-beloved son to be killed by the Rakshasas, or himself incur the terrible anger of Vishvamitra. For a few moments Dasarath stood speechless, for he was stunned and bewildered. But recovering from the shock, he begged the sage not to press his demand and said, "Ram is not yet fully 16 years of age. How can he fight with Rakshasas? Of what use is it to send him with you? What does he know of the wiles of Rakshasas? It is not right that I should send a mere lad to fight them. I am here and my army is ready to march. How can a lad protect you and your sacrifice? Tell me all about your enemies, and I shall go with you at the head of my army and do your bidding and serve your need. Do tell me about these desecrators." Vishvamitra described Marich and Subahu and Ravan their master, and he demanded again that Ram should be sent along with him. Dasarath persisted in refusal. "Parting from Ram will be death to me. I shall go with you, I and my army. Why, it seems to me the task proposed is pretty hard even for me. How then can I send my son to cope with it? Indeed, I cannot send him. If you please, I am ready with my army." Dasarath's attempt to go back on his hasty word enraged Vishvamitra. The king's pleas and reasons were like oil poured on fire of his anger. So the sage said, "This conduct is unworthy of your lineage. Tell me if this is your final word. I shall go back the way I came. Long may you live with your kith and kin, having swerved from the path of truth." The earth quaked, and the gods were afraid of the possible consequences of the sage's wrath. Vasistha now turned to the king and spoke gently. "It ill becomes you, king, to refuse, having promised once. Born in the Ikshvaku family, you cannot do it. Having once said, 'I will do,' you have no option but to do it. Failing, you will lose the merit of all your great gifts and deeds. Send Ram with the sage, and send Lakshman too. You need have no fear for their safety. When they are protected by Vishvamitra, no Rakshasa can hurt them. You have no idea of Vishvamitra's power. He is penance in human form. Bravest of the brave and wisest of the wise, he is master of every weapon. In the three worlds there is not, and there will never be, any to equal him in martial or spiritual prowess. When he was king, he obtained from the gods mastery of all weapons. He beholds the past, the present, and the future. Then why does he want the princes, you may wonder? He can well take care himself of his sacrifice. But it is for the good of your sons that he has come here and appears to seek your help. Do not hesitate. Send your sons with him." Listening to the wise Vasistha, Dasarath saw things clearly and made up his mind to send Ram and Lakshman. The two princes were then brought to the presence of the sage. The king, the queen mothers, and Vasistha blessed them and sent them with Vishvamitra. A pleasant breeze wafted, and flowers were strewn by the denizens of the heavens. Auspicious sounds were heard. Bow in hand, the two lads strode proudly on either side of the sage. With swords of victory hanging from their waists, bows and quivers mounted on strong shoulders, they moved, each like a three-headed cobra with uplifted hood.